Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. We are on the topic of fats this week. We've talked about what are healthy fats and what are unhealthy fats, and we discussed trans fats yesterday. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about trans fats today as we discuss cheese, my favorite topic. My favorite topic is cheese, okay? I love cheese, all right? And I didn't want that to go away on my healthy eating journey. And so I have found how you can keep cheese in your diet in a healthy manner, okay? So a couple of things first, all right? There is a difference between natural and processed cheese, okay? And that's kind of what we were talking about yesterday with the trans fats and processed foods, okay? So processed cheese is made from all sorts of ingredients, okay? They have cheese, all right? But they take the cheese from natural cheeses, they take it and they add emulsifiers. They add sodium citrate, calcium phosphate, sorbic acid, enzymes, cheese culture, vitamin D3, milk fat, salt, saturated vegetable oils, which are what we talked about yesterday. Those are those trans fats, okay? Whey, and then artificial food colorants, okay? Now, why do they do this? Okay, again, it is all about creating a longer shelf life, okay? Those trans fats really assist with making sure that our food lasts a long time so it can stay on the shelves in the grocery store and be shipped around, okay? So, all of those things, all those preservatives and everything, and then the saturated vegetable oils helps it last longer, okay? However, like we talked about yesterday with trans fats, excuse my hair, it keeps falling in my eyes. Like we talked about yesterday with trans fats is that they can really harm our bodies, okay? Can lead to things like weight gain, hypertension, high blood pressure, bad cholesterol being produced in our bodies, okay? All sorts of things. And if you want to learn more about trans fats, check out my video from yesterday, all about trans fats or hydrogenated oils, okay? So, those are not things that we really want to happen to us, all right? So does that mean we have to completely nix cheese? No, okay? No, you can still have cheese, all right? So let's look at natural cheese, all right? Natural cheese is made from much fewer ingredients, which is what we always want. Anything we're eating, we need to check the ingredients. 3 or 4 ingredients, you're probably good to go, depending on what they are, but most of the time you're good to go, okay? Now, natural cheese is just made from high quality milk, salt, enzymes, okay? That's it. Nothing else, okay? So, how do they do this and how do they make cheese? It is a wonderful process. It's very simple. The cultures that they add break down the lactose and turn it into lactic acid. It's wonderful, all right? But what do I mean all the time by aged cheese, and why does that even matter? Okay? Aged cheese is amazing for you, okay? I'm going to tell you why, all right? So first, like I talked about, when they add cultures to milk, all right, over time they eat more and more and more of the lactose that is in the milk. They change that to lactic acid, all right? So if you have a cheese that is aged more than 6 months, that's actually the healthiest, okay? You want to eat more of those, all right? And if you have a lactose intolerance, those cultures eat away that lactose, and if it is aged more than 8 months, lactose is gone, all right? So those of us with lactose intolerance, over 8 months is perfect for us, okay? So definitely check those out if you have a lactose intolerance, all right? Now, what are some of the benefits of eating aged cheese versus either natural cheese or processed cheese, okay? Well, in that aging process, okay, the cheese develops a really high amount of vitamin K. All right, this is a fat-soluble vitamin that we need. It really helps promote bone health, okay? Now, the great thing about aged cheese is that pasteurization is not necessary whatsoever because of the aging process takes care of it itself. So because it didn't have to be pasteurized, there is a very, very high probiotic content in your aged cheese, all right? And that is always good for your gut health, okay? Now, another great thing about not having to pasteurize is that 8 beneficial enzymes that are in raw milk are kept intact with aged cheeses, all right? These enzymes increase our iron absorption and they assist with the fats breakdown, okay? Definitely good news for us. In some of the aged cheeses, they've even found that they can reduce the risk of dental cavities. Again, that sugar is not sitting on your teeth, okay? Aged cheese is extremely easy to digest, all right? So even if you don't have a lactose intolerance, but sometimes cheese gets to you, all right? Aged cheese really helps with this. But also, if you have a lactose intolerance, if you have cheese that is aged over 8 months, you are safe. You can have it, okay? Aged cheese also has a high concentration of calcium, phosphorus, zinc, vitamin A, riboflavin, vitamin B12, and it has a really high quality protein content in it, all right? So it's just amazing for your body and your overall health, all right? The best kind of cheese is aged, all right? But it's also organic and pasture fed, okay? That's the best, if that's available for you, because the nutrient content is higher. Now, why does that matter? What the cows eat, why does that impact my cheese, okay? Well, you're not only what you eat, but you are what your food eats, okay? Because anything that an animal consumes food-wise, those things get stored in their fat cells, okay? And then when they are slaughtered and you cook it and you eat it, you are eating everything that is stored in their fat cells, okay? So, same thing with cheese, all right? If we're getting organic pasture-fed cows to have the dairy from, well, we are getting what they eat, just grass, okay? Not all the other stuff they like to throw in with cow feed, okay? So, organic pasture-fed is best if possible, all right? Now, how do I know if my cheese is aged? Well, they make it really simple, okay? Hopefully you can see this. But it says right on the label. So this one says aged over 5 months, okay? So all the aged cheeses that we buy, they have a nice little indicator of how long, okay? And so if I'm going, I always shoot for at least aged 5 months or higher, okay? Really good is aged 6 months or higher, okay? Now, when my husband wants to eat it, because he does have him and my son both have a lactose intolerance, okay? We do aged over 8 months, okay? So, just check out the label. It'll tell you exactly how long it's been aged, okay? Yes, this isn't in your dairy aisle most of the time. Usually it is in the special section, okay? And they have all sorts of ones there that have the different labels for how long they've been aged, okay? So just check the label out. It'll tell you. On our food continuum, all right, so the cheeses that we want to eat less of, all right, are processed cheese, okay? Things we want to eat some of, the cheeses that we want to eat some of, are anything that's aged less than 6 months, all right? And we can eat more often, the cheeses that are aged over 6 months, And then, again, for us lactose intolerant people, aged over 8 months, all the lactose is gone and it is now changed into lactic acid. So as long as it's just a lactose intolerance, not a lactic acid intolerance, you are good to go with cheeses aged over 8 months. All right, guys. Well, that is my bit on aged cheese and just cheese in general. Hope you enjoy. If you need any other nutrition tips or you just need help staying on track, that is what I do, okay? My clients, they work with me and I give them tips on how to make better choices, but I also just kind of help them keep on track and keep motivating them and help them problem solve anything that comes up on their health journey, okay? So if that is something that you feel like you need help with, please message myself or my husband, Samuel George. We also help with exercise, okay? We will customize fully an exercise program for you based on what you have, okay? So if you want to work out at home, perfect. You just tell us what you have. You don't have to buy anything, okay? Just tell us what you have and we'll design a workout program for you at home. If you want to work out at the gym or outside or whatever it is that you want to do, we will customize a workout routine for you, okay? So that is what we do. We do fitness, health, nutrition, motivation, accountability, all the things. So if that sounds like something you need, please message myself or my husband Samuel George. Otherwise, you guys go to the store, get you some aged cheese. It's amazing. All kinds, all different kinds. And I just highly recommend you experiment, okay? Who cares if you know what it means, all right? Most of the time I don't when I go get it, like, I don't know. But I try it and I make a list of my favorites. So I highly recommend you do the same. All right, guys, you have an amazing rest of your day. We will talk to you later.